Welcome back to MidEast In Depth. Today we're taking a look at various viewpoints in response to plummeting oil prices. Mohammed Bazi states in the Hurriyet Daily that Saudi Arabia is using its oil weapon to pressure its political rivals, but instead of driving up prices and cutting supply, the Saudis are doing the reverse. He writes, Saudi's oil policy has two targets. It is trying to squeeze US shale oil, which requires higher prices to remain competitive, out of the market. The Saudis are also punishing two rivals, Russia and Iran, for their support of Bashar al-Assad's regime in the Syrian civil war. He explains Russia and Iran are highly dependent on stable oil prices. By many estimates, Russia needs prices around $100 a barrel to meet its budget commitments. Iran, facing Western sanctions and economic isolation, needs even higher prices. He continues, Saudi Arabia is playing a dangerous game by using its oil weapon. There is little evidence that authoritarian regimes like Russia and Iran will change their behavior under economic pressure. The Saudi policy could backfire, making Russia and especially Iran more intransigent in countering Saudi influence in the Middle East. He adds, since the US invasion of Iraq in 2003, the traditional centers of power in the Arab world, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, and other Gulf states, have been nervous about the growing influence of Iran, its nuclear ambitions, its sway over the Iraqi government, its support for the militant groups Hezbollah and Hamas, and its alliance with Syria. He predicts if the Shiite Hezbollah gains an upper hand in Lebanon, then the Sunnis of Lebanon, and by extension their Saudi patrons, lose a round to Iran. If a Shiite-led government solidifies its control of Iraq, then Iran will have won another round. So the House of Saud rushes to shore up its allies in Bahrain, Yemen, Syria, and wherever else it fears Iran's nefarious influence. He concludes that with ongoing proxy wars in Syria and Iraq, Saudi Arabia risks instigating an oil war with Russia and Iran, a war that the kingdom can perhaps win in the short term. But like sectarian conflict, Saudi actions threaten a conflagration that can spin out of everyone's control. The editorial in the Independent newspaper states that oil is something of a Goldilocks commodity. The editorial asserts too high a price and the advanced economies suffer through inflation and depressed purchasing power for their workers. If the oil price goes too low, we fret about destabilizing oil exporters who need no further destabilization, such as Russia and Iran. Although lowering the price of oil benefits consumers in the UK and Europe, the economy most visibly disrupted by the decline in oil and gas prices is, of course, Russia. Far too dependent on natural resources, Russia has left it too late to diversify, modernize, and reform her economic structures. For America, too, it is a mixed blessing, and the US has been something of a player in the switchback in energy prices. In the supposed battle between Saudi Arabia's oil wells and American discoveries of shale gas, it is the Americans who are outstripping the Arab world in productive activity. Yet too low an oil price in this Goldilocks world makes shale gas and fracking less attractive to developers, handing advantage back to OPEC, which may be why Saudi Arabia has been so accommodating. For more updates, please visit levant.tv. And subscribe to MidEast In Depth on iTunes. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.